Don't ever let anyone tell you dreams can't come true. Don't ever let anyone tell you anything's impossible. If you want it that bad, you'll find a way to get it. You keep fighting and believing in your dreams, they'll come true eventually. That's what I'm doing right now with this whole YouTube thing. Content creation on YouTube is something I've wanted to do since high school, almost a decade ago for me, alongside a poor comparison video of Corrin's counter in Smash 4 to other counters emphasizing how bullshit it was. The core foundation for this channel's audience, first and foremost, was always Paper Mario. My adoration for this series pre-2012 was always so high, and it surprisingly resonated with thousands of people. The direction of the series was far from ideal for many, including myself. The poorly designed battle system, the lack of original characters, the lack of original locations, a bland, uninspired story that parallels many mainline Mario titles. Paper Mario used to flaunt the opposite, sporting some of the most creative Mario adventures in the entire franchise, and shifting away from that direction brought me and many others to speak up, express, bitch and moan how lackluster and not fun the current direction of the series was. Despite the negative feelings towards those games, I am thankful for the following I've amassed due to Paper Mario's whole debacle. Dozens of massive discussions, analyses, breakdowns on Paper Mario over the years, toiling over the then current status of the franchise, why it's changed from Super onwards, why it refuses to change from then with Origami King, pondering if we'd ever see some return to form at all, whether a new title or a re-release, and some conflict between fans of the series between the original format is great, the original format is overrated, the newer games are an abomination, or the newer games aren't that bad, they're kinda good, people being too defensive, people having lower standards, toxic discourse amongst some fans, essentially. For most fans, it was more than a decade since the last genuinely good Paper Mario, albeit Origami King has plenty of love for it as well. But for the original format in particular, almost 20 years did we not get any proper return to form. And through some miracle, what feels so fucking fake still, today, at the end of a Nintendo Direct, revealing more details on known and new games this and next year, that return is finally here. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door is finally getting remade. There's a remake of Thousand-Year Door. TTYD is back, and in HD, the most popular Paper Mario is getting remade. Let me repeat myself. Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door, the Thousand-Year fucking Door, is getting remade on Switch. Magic happened. This was pure magic. Absolutely unreal. Completely imaginary. Otherworldly. We were asking, begging, desperately complaining for this for years. For years. Decades. I shed a tear over this. I never shed tears for game announcements, ever. The closest was Smash Ultimate's Everyone Is Here trailer after the fact. The immense value. The insane value, impact, and significance of this remake can never be understated enough. The foundation of this channel, all those videos, all this time, complaining and explaining, hoping and praying for basically 20 years, we wanted Paper Mario to go back to form, to be more creative, not restricted, and to build off a wonderful format set in the Thousand-Year Door. This feels so fake. It does not feel real. This does not feel like reality right now. I swear you have no idea how this is such a huge deal. Sticker Star is sleeping in his grave. Chugga Conroy is peacing out next to it. Arlo is hitting the gritty on Color Splash's coffin. I am jig dancing all over Origami King's bed. I took some powerful edibles. This is an alternate reality. I'm dreaming. I died, and Palutena handed me a copy of this game. What the fuck, man? We won, dude! We won! We're so back! Paper Mario is so back! Objectively the fattest dub I've ever held. Fattest dub we've ever held. even those who liked any of the recent titles, Origami King and Color Splash, you like those games, plenty of fans of those still conceded to that the original style should be revisited as it was good. And, like I always love to emphasize, in a much broader sense, this means so much more for the broader picture of Paper Mario, for Mario RPGs, Mario in general, etc. The vindication, the validation, and catharsis, holy shit. You have no clue how much is overflowing right now. All these years, we're finally getting retribution, and not even a remaster, not even an upscaling of the original, but a full-on remake of Thousand Year Door. The fact that Direct closed on this in of itself is really huge. Nintendo knows. They actually know how much Thousand Year Door means to us, to their fans. It is the most cherished Paper Mario for multiple reasons, and with over a decade of backlash to the last 3 games in the series, they got the message. They even got the message of re-releasing / remastering TTYD, a spin-off Mario series that isn't nearly as big of a seller as most of the other subgenres Mario's got. They closed the Direct on Thousand Year Door, on that smaller Mario sub-series. It's that important of a game that Nintendo knew full well to end it on that. Between either this or just Paper Mario returning to form in the narrative and gameplay. We have wanted this for such a long time. Even for the modest size the fanbase of Paper Mario is, at least compared to other Mario fanbases, millions were pining for a return for essentially 2 decades. This is a humongous deal for how much people were begging for this to happen. And not only that, this being another Mario game on Nintendo's biggest hit of a console, tied to TTYD being one of the most beloved in the franchise, I am begging on my hands and knees for Paper Mario fans to put their money where their mouth is, as well as newcomers to Paper Mario or TTYD or fans of Mario period. Please get this game. This has every reason to sell better than every Paper Mario, and for fans of the series, this is objectively the best opportunity to really hit home to both Intelligent Systems and Nintendo. We want more Paper Mario games like Thousand Year Door and less like Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King. This is literally our best chance of that happening if this remake sells extremely well. I implore you guys so much to pick it up. Not even just for the format or whatever, but also TTYD is a genuinely good game. You're gonna have a great time if you like RPGs, Mario, Paper Mario, etc. And it cannot be understated how wild it is they're going full with acknowledging TTYD like this, because Intelligent Systems was so hell-bent on not acknowledging the original format in any capacity. Sticker Star was the one game where everything went tits up with everything that made people adore Paper Mario, and immediately finishing that game, they went on to work to Color Splash, continuing borderline every single issue Sticker Star had. They comment on how they don't feel like abiding by their literal core, primary, majority fan base. They had 2 Mario RPGs at the time, so play Mario and Luigi instead, and they feel compelled to do nothing but new stuff. Despite nothing about Color Splash was new, it borrowed all the poor ideas and designs from Sticker Star instead. And for almost a decade, it was only those 2 games until Origami King came along. It had better overworld design and exploration, as well as writing and the story, but it was still a far cry from the type of Paper Mario that was continuously clamored for. It was still restricted on character designs, the battle system got changed almost entirely, but still fell flat from its design, and it still followed some of what held back the previous 2 titles. More beloved than the previous 2 again, not to mention it probably sold more than the other Paper Marios in the series, but still, it left a lot to be desired regardless. Insys also exclaiming there how they adopted some philosophy from Miyamoto and how they have this strict IP team when it came to characters and character designs, and they still feel compelled to make new ideas, air quotes, for the gameplay and theme. Despite multiple times they express new things, it's always multiple facets and design elements ripped straight from Sticker Star. Miyamoto had a shift in his philosophy the past decade, since early Switch, and the character restriction did not track whatsoever when you pair the recent Paper Marios to Mario Odyssey, Luigi's Mansion 3, the Mario Sports games, Mario Wonder, Super Mario RPG, the remake, Princess Peach Showtime, etc. There was no reason for Insys to continue to shirk their core fanbase. The majority of people who buy their games for designs that are hit or miss gameplay-wise, and when no other Mario title followed said character restrictions. Mario Wonder and Mario RPG laid out that more effectively than the others. So for Intelligent Systems to finally take the shot at trying something to adhere to the hardcore Paper Mario fans and completely remaking T2ID is astonishing. It feels like a complete 180 to what they've been saying for the past decade or so. And to make it wilder, it's already crazy, this is another GameCube re-release, whether remake or remaster like Pikmin 1 and 2 and Metroid Prime, and amongst the remake pool with Luigi's Mansion 2 and now Mario vs. Donkey Kong, we have 2 Mario RPG remakes coming at basically the exact same time. T2ID comes next year, but we have Mario RPG to look forward to in 2 months. Mario RPG and Paper Mario in its original form existing together is something that did not take place at all up until now. And even then, with T2ID getting remade, characters and designs intact and all, the mandates debacle completely objectively died in the fire. And this is bar none a creative renaissance for Mario. Odyssey back in 2017 sparked a new creative flair for 3D Mario and Mario Sandbox, Bowser's Fury partially continuing that. Even with its setbacks, Mario Tennis and Golf experimented with more unique ideas those franchises have never done, with Super Rush and Tennis Aces. Mario Strikers, while not as ideal as well, managed to make a comeback as well, the one spin-off that gave Mario and the others immense character and personality via their reactions. 2D Mario is becoming the most creative it's ever been since Land 2 with Wonder, this brand new Princess Peach game doing all kinds of wacky new stuff with Peach no less. Mario RPG is coming back and keeping all the crazy characters, enemies, and whatnot intact, as well as the story, and Thousand Year Door is doing the exact same thing. Mario fans, we're eating a brand new creativity renaissance right now, and it's utterly amazing. Cherry topped with the fact T2ID's amongst the others. All we're missing now is a Mario and Luigi comeback, really. That's all we're missing as far as Mario RPGs, but now they're thriving again, after this depressing lull of who knows what was going to come after the Mario plus Rabbids games. But that Direct, having the same amount of Mario as we did last Direct, we're eating. We're feasting. And Paper Mario fans are finally feasting. It depends on this remake selling well. But this remake's existence is already telling me that Paper Mario is finally, after almost 20 years or 11 plus depending on who you are, finally back. We won. I won. This was my Direct just from that ending alone. But even then, all the other Mario stuff was still good. They didn't even have to remake it. Most of us would have just taken a simple remaster, the near bare bones kind, because the game looked great and still held up visually anyways. Hashtag remaster T2ID. That was the tag that was going around a couple years back. They're going all the way with a remake, and it flat out looks so good. Better than Origami King 2. It's literally blending together that pop-up book style the original game had with all the crazy texture, lighting, and graphical horsepower Origami King has. It's the perfect blend of old and current art styles for Paper Mario. I couldn't ask for any Paper Mario game to look any different from this. The textured floors on Rogueport, Boggly Woods, Twilight Trail, the background and lighting of everything, the creepy steeple stained glass, the battle stage, Riverside Station, Hooktail's Castle, the glow on the little pedestal by the Thousand Year Door, no white outlines on the characters either. It's perfect. It's perfect. It literally looks so perfect. And they do the Mario and Luigi thing too, where characters get their own sound blip whenever they talk. Origami King does this already, but it's so surreal seeing Thousand Year Door do it too. Goombella, Peach, Luigi, Dupless, Koops, they all got it. That, and there are new characters too? There's some new Toad hanging out in Glitzville in front of the juice bar. That wasn't even there in the original game. Like, oh, this is so big. The characters are also getting new and extra animations. The Goombas pre-battle and as it starts, Flurry, Mario, the baby Yoshi, super fluid and fresh, even in really small ways. The game's just going to be better than the original, which is incredible, and even then, there are other ways they can make the game even better. I doubt they're gonna alter much of the level/overworld design, but I would love if they managed to cut down some of the backtracking, TTYD's biggest fault, and add warps to the segments in chapters 2, 4, and 7 in particular. TTYD's already a fabulous game even with those faults, but when there are ways to make the game even better like that, that would go such a long way at making it even better for more people. I'd also love if they added a boss rush mode too. I love the bosses in this game. Bonetail and the Pit of 100 Trials, though, as the only intended post-game stuff to do, outside of a handful of quests, is kinda weak, even if they added a boss rush mode. Just something as that as a post-game thing. That would be so cool. And the soundtrack! Oh, the soundtrack is getting remastered too! Already a banger soundtrack. And it's getting upgraded just like Mario RPG. We got like slight teases at Petal Meadows, the battle theme, Bowser's theme, the soundtrack getting upgraded. I wouldn't even have expected because it was already a good soundtrack, but oh my god, it's so welcome. And of course, everything else about the game's intact too. All the varying designs, the distinctions of the male and female Toads and other species, the hair, the ages, Toadsworth and Kammy Koopa are alive after all these years. The Pokies look like they used to in the original game. Goombas, Koopa Troopas, the Boos, Dull Bones. The voice clips for the characters, Mario in particular, are the same as well. Just a flat-out perfect remake I could ever want from Thousand Year Door. I still can't believe this is a real thing that exists in this current timeline. Literally one of the best Mario games is getting a full, faithful, and extravagant remake, and it's the game we Paper Mario fans were clamoring for to have its style of writing, gameplay, and story used as a template for Paper Mario games to come. It better sell, but it really does feel like a dream come true. Paper Mario is back after all these years, and I couldn't feel any more delighted that we're finally getting our due. So many crappy interviews, so much back and forth between Paper Mario fans. Now we're finally getting a remake of the Paper Mario game. And many more will finally be able to see what makes this game so special and why we've been clamoring for it for so long. Dreams do come true, guys. Never give up. Never let them go. You complain enough, you'll eventually reach them. This isn't even the first time a Mario game's ever done that, but it's still... Oh my god. It exists. It exists. It exists. We finally made it. We made it. We did it. We got it. We're getting there. It exists. Oh my god. People unfamiliar. You're in for an extremely special Mario game right here. It's a fantastic adventure. I'm so glad it's getting such a magnificent coat of paint. It feels like Christmas of 2004 all over again. I got TTYD then, but I also got Melee, Mario Baseball, Mario Strikers, and Mario Party 7. Mario RPGs, they are thriving. Mario and Luigi has to come back, but now that Paper Mario is officially back, Mario RPG is back, and Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope continues the RPG elements. Mario RPGs haven't been in a better position than they are right now. We're witnessing multiple layers of history, dude. Please tell me you're looking forward to this remake as much as I am. Oh my god, dude. This is real life? This is our reality? We're in the... See, it's funny too, because I'm not giving Sticker Star, Color Splash, or Origami King that much credit. Origami King maybe. I'm not giving those games that much credit. But this feels so much sweeter after doing all those videos and having to deal with those games the whole time. This feels so much sweeter now that this is happening. Thank you as always for watching and listening and supporting my content. And the Paper Mario content, that is not stopping here. Oh no, that's not stopping with this remake. You could bet your bippy on that. I'll see you guys when I got more Paper or regular Mario. But until then, stay super. Oh my god, dude. How the fuck is this real? Tony, is this real?
Yo, hey, man, hey, 我来呀！共和大哈哈呀！拉面，嘿，来面，排个面，共和再见呀！哈哈，拉面，酱手面，谢谢。